hold on to it. It was a great defensive play.
Looks like Broadway nails Dustin Cook in the backfield, and really Cook is slow getting up, and so he really lays it to him.
Yeah, he took a bit of a blow. Now he's kind of limping his way to the sidelines. Let's see who they're going to bring in. So let's see. So exact same play, running back right up the middle.
So the Tigers, it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 31st. Third and about 7. 2 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in the half.
And I'm sorry, the quarterback Cook is still in the game. It was another play. Like I said, it's kind of hard to see these numbers. But wow, running back handed off to the running back, and the running back was met by Carson Broadway, and man, he delivered a blow.
I tell you, Broadway is really playing some good defense tonight. That was really the first good stop by the Tigers and hold. Now it's second with 2 minutes and about 13 seconds left to go in the half. You know, the Tigers still have a timeout, so they still have a shot, you know, maybe putting something on the board, at least a field goal.
Right, and it looks like for the first time, the Mustangs haven't been able to really put anything on the board, which is, you know, new. So right now they're just looks like they're gonna punt it away, and there's nobody back to receive for the Tigers, so just gonna let it land where it may, and it's like it's gonna bounce right to the 3 or 4 yard line.
That's a good punt by the Mustangs to really pin the Tigers deep in their own end zone here. So the Tigers will be trying to score with 1:43 seconds left. 1st and 10 from the owned Tiger. It looks about 3 yard line.
Right, and so kind of have to make you worry, because the last time the Tigers started right here, have to remember what happened. I mean, it wasn't a good outcome for the Tigers. So we're gonna see what happened, considering that the Mustangs weren't able to score on their previous offensive possession. So we'll see what happens. So they come out this time with 2 receivers. Hayes lined up to the right of McGee. McGee takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff to Hayes. McGee is going to take the ball himself, jukes the defender, and keeps the ball himself for probably about a 3 yard gain.
Yeah, that was about a 2 yard gain. You know, he gets down to about the 7, so it'll be 2nd and about 7 for the Tigers.
And you know, one thing I've noticed about the offensive line, I mean, they're doing a decent job, but they're going to have to contain their blocks. I mean, the defensive line is really kind of taking advantage of this offensive line, so they're going to have to, you know, when they create some holes for McGee to run through, I mean, they're going to have to kind of keep those lanes open, because as soon as he takes off running, those lanes close. So they keep the same offensive formation. McGee looks back. Oh, and it's picked off by the Mustang defense.
The defense read the play good.
Yeah, that was Cedric Bender with that pick 6. So McGee dropped back. He was looking out right to Jay Jones. And Bender spotted it. He picked it off and took it to the house.
That's really not what you wanted if you're a Tiger fan. And, you know, that's just really took a lot of air out of the Tigers in the first half.
Exactly. I mean, in less than a minute to play in the first half. I mean, that's really not a way that the Tigers wanted to end this first half. I mean, they were trying to end it on a note where they could at least go into halftime with something on the board, but it doesn't really look like that's going to happen.
No, and there's a flag on the play, so we'll see what that is. You know. Too many men on the field, Kinsley.
Wow. Too many men.
But I don't think it's going to matter at this point.
I don't really think it matters either, John, to be honest. I mean, they probably could have saved that.
They could have saved it. I mean, what?
I mean, it's less than a minute left.
Less than a minute. Why are you going to call a flag?
Wow, so the snap is down, ball is up. And wow, it's going to go over the safety net. Wow, that kid has a leg.
Yeah, he does. Well, less than a minute to go in the half. About 57 seconds on the board.
Walker Thompson, I mean, he ended the series with a good point after. So let's see what the Tigers, what they can brew up with this amount of time left. I mean,
as the old saying goes, it is what it is.
What it is. I mean, really at this point, I mean, well, what can you say? I mean,
there's really not a whole lot you can say. The game has been dominated primarily by one young man, Byron Young.
Exactly. And that's defensively. And then, I mean, they've had some also Cedric Bender. I mean, he's made some great plays on defense. And I mean, you got to give your hats off to the Mustangs. I mean, they balled out tonight. And it shows on the scoreboard. So they're going to kick it off.
It's probably going to go to the back of the end zone.
I would say the same. Oh, looks like they're going to pooch kick it to the sideline, but it's not going to go far enough. And the Mustang sideline says it's theirs, but seems the kickoff didn't go far enough for any team to claim it.
It was an onside.
Well, the officials say otherwise, and it was recovered by the Mustangs, so the Mustangs are going to get the ball back, but I don't agree with that call. I mean, it was an onside kick, and the ball looks like it didn't even travel far enough for it to be claimed, because it has to go a certain distance, and it didn't go that far, but the officials say that it's Mustang football.
If you want my opinion, that was a douchebag move by the Mustang coaching staff.
All I can say is wow.
That's all I can say too, but
I don't agree with that call.
You're already beating a team. Why?
All right, so the Mustang offense is going to take the field again. Coach Staff is going to fake the handoff and keep it himself, but he's going to run it out right, but he's going to be met. He's going to be met by Ben Knight, who upends Cook. So great hit by Knight on that play.
40 seconds left to go, 2-9. Mustangs have it on the Tiger, 39.
Right, I mean, at this point, wow, just throw it up. But they're going to continue to work the clock, and once again, he hands it off to Jeff, who cuts it up the middle. And he almost broke the long one, but he gets knocked out of bounds about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, just handing it off the middle. 21 seconds left to go in the half. 27-0. Mustangs. 1st and 10 from the Tiger 34. The clock is running.
And then, have to think as time winds down, you have to think about, in halftime, the speeches they're going to get from Coach Braddock, after this performance. Even myself, I'm wondering, is there anything going on? So right now, the Mustangs they're going to fake the kick. And it looks like wasn't going to work out for them. I'm not sure if there was a really attempt to fake the kick, or if something really went wrong. But after the snap, I think maybe the snap was fumbled, and they looked to run it, but he was brought down by a defender. So the teams are going to take it to the locker room for halftime. The Mustangs lead 27-0. So John, what are your thoughts at this point in the game?
Well, watching the game, the Tigers, they really just didn't have nothing clicking in that first half. It was apparent that Byron Young, the Alabama commitment, really made his presence known earlier, and I think that kind of shocked the Tigers. Last week they played a talented future SEC quarterback in Ty Keys for the Tartars here in a few years. And now you're playing a defensive lineman that's going to be playing at the University of Alabama. And he really caused a lot of disturbance on the front part of the line. So what the Tigers need to do, they just need to come out and play strong defense, because they have the ball to start off the game, the second half, and so they're going to have to play some strong defense. Now, the Mustangs, they can do what they want, because basically they've had control of this game the whole first half. But I really think that last move, I don't have a problem with the pick six. I don't have the problem with the scores. But what I have a problem is kicking off, doing a onside kick when you're up 27-0. I think that's really a douchebag move by Coach Pearson and the staff over there.
Yeah, it shows. Wow,
it shows how classless they are.
I definitely wouldn't have done that. You're up 27 points. I mean, why are you trying to get the ball back? I mean, that I didn't understand that move. I wish it actually would have been recovered by the Tigers, and we actually responded. But I didn't understand that call. I mean, that wasn't a very classy move to me. It really wasn't.
No, and I do apologize if douchebag offends some of you out there. It's just I'm a passionate guy for my teams and passionate for the Tigers. And when I call it like I see it.
Right, and I mean sometimes you really just have to just say some plays are really unnecessary. That was really an unnecessary onside kick. I mean, onside kicks are for emergency situations. I mean, you're trying to really get the ball back at the last at the last minute. The game's about over. I mean, they're clearly in the lead. I mean, why are you risking an onside kick? I mean, that's a play where players could. It could really go the opposite way. But, I mean, in this type of situation...
It shows no class, really.
Yeah, you could say that. I didn't like
classless.
that.
It's very classless.
Right.
I call it like I see it. That onside kick was classless.
Right. And then, some of the calls were, rather questionable in the first half.
And that's why nobody likes these guys out here. They're classless.
Well... And it also it shows in our emotion as well. Like I said, we don't mean to offend anybody, but I mean, in this type of situation, this is the high school game. I mean, just call the game fairly. I mean, and that's what we're asking. I mean, no need to be biased.
And that's any teams. I mean,
right.
It don't matter if you score on legit plays and you want to score, but when you coming off and you doing an onside kick with like a few seconds, a minute left to go in the game. That shows your real colors.
Yeah. But, well.
And you're listening to the halftime show being brought to you by Ellisville Medical Dental Clinic, brought to you by Dr. Steven Serber. He says, go Tigers, and come by to see him for all your dental needs. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to cool off after that first half with some good Raising Cane's sweet tea. So y'all be back. And we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you for listening. Go Tigers, and the second half will be starting soon. We're going to let you hear some of the Tiger Pride Marching Band here and listen to them play. So listen to the halftime show on We Get Us Some Sweet Tea and enjoy the band. Yeah, probably.